Alright, what is poppin' people? Welcome in. This is BigBearForNation.com. We are back here with another video, and today we're here with the NFL Live Reaction Show. We are here every single week with this video, as well as that. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you guys go join the Discord. The link is in the description. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitch. That should be in the description. If it's not, I apologize. But if you guys haven't checked out the previous videos, if you guys haven't checked out the Minecraft Monday video, the link into the description should be there. So make sure you guys go check it out. It's a lot of fun, the Discords. And make sure you guys do follow me on Twitch, MoneyLord28. We really would appreciate it. I've not done everything here just yet, so that's why I was kind of working on where you guys are at the beginning screen. Once I get done, we'll go ahead and get started here. Just finishing some parts about the pick show. By the way, for the pick show this week, it can be a little bit later because the pick show for today doesn't really have to be until a while. So, alright guys, I'm almost done here. Hold up guys, I'm almost done. I am almost done. Just gotta get through one more thing and then we'll get started. Alright, so we are good and we're ready to get this off to you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. Remember, we will have a live reaction show for week 17. So just a FYI there, we will for week 18. Also, we will do a live reaction show for the playoffs as well. Let me go ahead and get some stuff into the Discord and we'll get started here in a few moments. But make sure you guys come check us out. The Smash Bros. Amiibo tournament is back, and it is back So yeah, all that is going to be great. The Smash Bros. Amiibo tournament, one of the biggest events we have all season long. So the Smash Bros. Amiibo tournament coming up tonight. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. So make sure you guys come join us for that. That is the moment of the century, like the history of the channel. So make sure you guys go check out our live reaction. Our Smash Bros. Amiibo tournament for tomorrow. Whew, that's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to get into that. You know, Amiibo battling out, competing for the yearly championship. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun. So come check us out. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and flip my screen here and then we'll go ahead and get started here. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so we are back here with the live reaction show. I pre-recorded all my other videos just last night, but I gotta get my camera back here in the middle. The NBA weekly pick show, that's going to be coming up soon. I'm going to do it right after this. So Hopefully that cam is available for us. I don't know if cam. I actually haven't pre-recorded that yet. We'll see if I do or not, but yeah, we'll see. I'll text him. I'll see what he's doing. If he doesn't respond, then I guess I'll just do it on my own. But um, so so yeah, let's go ahead and get started here. There was a lot of good games this week. A lot of good games. There was some ass kickings. I mean, the games were just kind of all over the place this week. We're gonna dive into everything here in just momentarily, but there was a lot of games that were ass kickings. There was a lot of games that were close. A lot of games were competitive. So, so yeah, I do appreciate you guys hitting that like and subscribe button. Really do appreciate it. It helps out the channel a lot. And let's go ahead and get it going to week 17. Yeah, that's what I said. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, join the Discord, and also follow me on Twitch, MoneyLord28. Link is in the description. Very much appreciated. Alright, without further ado, let's go ahead and get it going here. So we actually started off this week with Christmas games instead of Thursday Night Football, because normally we start off with Thursday Night Football games. But instead, we're starting off with Christmas. But the first game that we had here was the Chiefs beating the Steelers here 29-10. I mean, this game just really did not really feel like it was close. It just kind of felt like an ass beating here from start to finish, which was kind of shocking because, the Chiefs, they don't really play in a lot of ass kicking games. They don't really blow anybody out. But this game, they completely just blew out the Steelers. They outworked them from start to finish. It just felt like the momentum in the game. Like, it just completely felt like this team just completely outworked them. And I don't know why the reasoning that was. Like, it just is what it is, 29-10. I'm gonna give the Chiefs an A's here. I mean, this was probably the best dominant performance we've seen the Chiefs from this year. Like I said, their defense was impressive, even without Chris Jones, and I thought that was a huge game changer going into this. And that's why I kind of almost picked the Steelers, because Chris Jones being out, maybe this is the Steelers out, especially getting George Higgins back. Maybe this Steelers offense does a little bit something here, but and then the offense starting to look like the offense we're used to seeing. The Chiefs, they're really starting to kick into gear now. They're really getting to playoff mode of the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's really good to see from them. And then they allow them to 1 seed in the conference, so they don't really have to play. Next week's gonna be next week's gonna be kind of tricky because you have to work. About our pick show. That's why I'm kind of delaying it a day. I'm delaying everything. The pick show will be on Thursday, and then the analytics video will be on Friday. But so yeah, everything's gonna get delayed back a day because we need to see who's in the lineup, who's not in the lineup. So just like FYI right there, those videos will be pushed back a day. So just letting you guys know there. And then they just locked the number 1 seed in the conference. So that's a good thing for them. The Pittsburgh Steelers offense defense was disappointing. No George Pickens back in the lineup. The offense was very slow. I mean, they only scored 10 points. The offense couldn't really do anything in this game. That was very disappointing there from the Steelers. Just another uncharacteristic performance from the Steelers. Like, this team is really starting to go south now. So, definitely not a good look before the playoffs. Ended up getting a detour for this one. I wasn't really too thrilled about their performance. Their defense, surprised they had no sacks and turnovers. The Kansas City Chiefs, they make their fair well. Made mistakes. And I'm surprised the Steelers did not force any turnovers in this one. So that was pretty sad to see there. And then the team, they're just not playing as good as they once were. They were a more dominant force going into this week, and they literally did nothing out there this week. So that was a pretty disappointing day on Christmas. How about these Christmas games? Both games were awful, and then we started off so we had a rough start to this week actually. The 2 Christmas games was awful, and then I ended up watching basketball instead, and then. And the Thursday night game was terrible too. And we'll get that here in just a few moments here. But that's what we got for the Steelers versus a pretty boring game here for the most part. Alright, let's move on to the Baltimore Ravens absolutely kicking the shit out of Houston Texans 31-2. The 2? Yeah. You had me thinking like I might get my eyes checked over here. But yeah, the Houston Texans, they only scored 2 points. And I'm not going to lie, Houston. I know you guys clinched the playoffs. I know you guys are in a good spot at all. But let's face it, this probably has to be one of the most embarrassing performances I think we ever seen. I mean, and I think, hold up too fast. By the way, I do think, like I said, Houston, I do think this is one of the most embarrassing and humiliating performances we ever seen. So let's talk about the Ravens here real quick because I have more stuff to say about Houston. The Baltimore Ravens, you guys completely went out there and beat the shit out of a team that I didn't really expect you guys to beat. You guys went out there and outplayed your opponent from start to finish, and I'll give you guys a lot of credit for that. Your team is looking pretty damn good right now, and it needs to be looking good for next week as well if you want to reclaim the division. Now, because Pittsburgh lost, you reclaimed the division. And we'll talk about this more on Friday because, like I said, I am delaying the pick show and the analytics video for Thursday and Friday instead of tomorrow and Thursday because we need to, like I said, we need to see who's in and out of the lineup. But Baltimore, that was a very impressive performance. I really like what we saw from them. They just completely kicked the shit out of Houston, just absolutely annihilated them. And this was their best. This was their best showing in the playoffs. So they're playing their best brand of football. Defense is stepping up. That was one thing Baltimore was struggling with, like their defense, their pass defense. But they're really starting to get it going now. So that's a really good sign for them moving forward. And then they take really the division. Like I said, just basically everything I covered there. They took a lead in the division, have the control. All they need to do is win next week. They're in. So Baltimore's in a really good spot here to have a home playoff game. So that was a very good, crucial win for them, in a very convincing way as well. So they're gonna get an S tier for me. Houston, oh god, Houston, holy shit. Like I said, Houston, this has to be one of the most embarrassing performances I think we ever seen, and that was pretty damn bad. I mean, come on, 2 points. 2 points. Anyone can go out there and throw up 2 points. I mean, this was the most pathetic and embarrassing showing of a performance I think we ever seen out of this Houston Texans team. I mean, this shit was bad. When we're saying it's bad. Like it was a absolutely atrocious performance we have ever seen. So yeah, but this team, they have a lot of questions answered. Yeah, they're locked into the 4th seed. They can't go anywhere. But yeah, this team's got a lot of questions to answer, and I do think that's and they are struggling against a lot of good teams recently. So that was a pretty embarrassing performance here from Houston, and not what you want to see from them 2 weeks before the playoffs. And they're probably going to bench. I mean, I recommend them benching players next week, but yeah, it was a pretty sad performance overall. So that was pretty disappointing there. Alright, and then we have this Thursday night football piece of shit where Seattle ended up beating the Bears 6-3. I mean, come on, both teams get F tiers. Are you kidding me? What really was there entertaining about this game? Like, I'm not even gonna read anything about the quotes. You guys can just read it right there. But holy shit, man! I mean, this performance was so bad that I literally turned off the game and then went to go watch NBA basketball instead because I kept it on, but I wasn't really watching the game because I wasn't really getting anything from this game. Like, both offenses were terrible, both defenses were terrible, both defenses made plays, but still, the offense, like, there's no touchdowns in the game. This game was even worse than the Niners and Rams game that we saw on Thursday Night Football. Like, this game was so bad. It was so slow-moving pace. Like, this game was just absolutely atrocious. So, I don't think there's really too much of anything that we really need to talk about here. Just other than the fact that this game was a complete embarrassment to the NFL, and I'm pretty sure that everybody can agree with me there. But easily, both teams are going to get Fs. Like I said, one of the worst performances of the season, if not the worst performances of the season from a football game perspective. So, really not much to talk about here. Both teams are getting Fs. Alright, and now we have the Chargers beating the Patriots here 40-7. I don't think there's too much to talk about here either, other than the Chargers kicked the shit out of the Patriots, and that's what they need to do, and they got it done. And they clinched their spot in the wild card. I mean, dominant Chargers getting S tier. I mean, just completely went out there and dominated. Scored 47 points, and their defense looks back to life. And, people actually questioned about their defense going into this week, and there you have it. They just completely kicked the shit out of the Patriots, and that's you got to give them a lot of credit for that. So basically, this is just in the offense. Got J.K. Dobbins back, and they look like the Chargers offense that we're used to seeing now. So yeah, very very good performance and good showing from the Chargers in this one. Patriots F tier. I mean, what is there really to talk about here for the Patriots? I mean, they've struggled both sides of the ball. Defense was terrible. Often that it's just another embarrassing performance from the Patriots. I mean, just nothing new to talk about here. So 40-7 there. Next up, we have the Broncos losing to Cincinnati, almost a beating. The Broncos losing to Cincinnati here, 24-30. This was a very good game, and I bet everybody expected this one to be a good game. Cincinnati, they needed this win to stay in the playoff mix. They got it. Now they force some pressure on Denver to win next week. And they could, because Denver, I'm pretty sure the Chiefs are going to be benching their starters next week. So that's going to be a huge thing, especially if the Broncos should be playing their starters next week. So yeah, that's going to be pretty crucial there. But let's take a look at this week in general. The Broncos, they get a B tier for me. Throughout the game, I mean, this was a good game regardless, because it was just never close. This game never got to a blowout. But this game kind of felt like Denver had an opportunity to win. It really did. Like the last couple drives, something like that, Denver actually had a good chance of winning this game, and they just kind of let that go. So I'm not really into that motivation there. So I think the Broncos had plenty of chances to win. I just think they just couldn't capitalize all of it. Offense and defense, they both played. I mean, Broncos defense, offense, they played solid on both sides of the ball. They just couldn't send overtime. And then like I said, they have a second chance to make the playoffs next week. All they need to do is win and get in. So, Broncos, they have a second opportunity. So this loss doesn't really hurt them that much. And in Cincinnati, I'm gonna get an A tier from me. Their defense only allowed 24 points. That's good enough for you to win a football game. It could be good enough to lose, but the defense just did enough to win. They made big plays late, so that was very crucial there. Joe Burrow and the offense got everybody. I love what I saw from Cincinnati's offense in this game. Everybody's getting moving. Everybody's getting active. Joe Burrow getting everybody active. He's performing like an MVP level, so love what I'm seeing from the Bengals here as they play. They're really starting to kick it into gear now, and they're starting to really look like one of the more dangerous. Like if this team actually gets into the playoffs, they're going to be one of the more dangerous teams. I'm telling you, they're probably going to get the 7th seed if they do make the playoffs. So if they could be a very sneaky 7th seed if they get in, but they do need a lot of help from the other teams to get in. So yeah, whatever they're in a bad situation, they overcame it on both sides. Like no matter like defensively, offensively, no matter what side of the ball they came in, they always came in clutch, and that's a very good sign from the Cincinnati Bengals. They're like the Rams. They can rely on either side of the ball for them to win the game now. So that's what you want to see as your football team going into this week. So Cincinnati very respectfully get an A tier for me, but this game was a very dominant game. Very close game. I was going to mark the Broncos an A tier as well, but I was like, nah, we're gonna give it a B tier. But this game was absolutely amazing. All right, next we have the Rams beating the Cardinals here, 13-9. As a Rams fan, I'm not too really motivated about this performance. I thought we could have played a lot better, but you know what? It is. A win's a win. Never complain about a win, but I'm going to talk about my guys a little bit. My guys, I decided to give my guys a C tier. I wasn't really too thrilled about this performance. I think we could have done a lot of things better. But at the end of the day, we got the job done. That's all that matters. But defense and special teams, I love the way how clutch we were on that side of the ball. Defense, special teams came in clutch every single time we needed them. We got them in this game. And because of that, we clinched the playoffs. As I was doing this, I was, doing this before we clinched the playoffs, and I watched the Commanders game. But yeah, our defense and special teams, they came up clutch. It came up huge. The offense looks a little shaky. I think we can say that from the Rams offense. Like I expected them to throw up a little bit of points here, but I mean the Cardinals defense has been pretty damn respectable. I mean, let's be honest. I mean their defense has been pretty damn good. It's just the offense that's just not. It's just the Rams offense that really needs to see pick up. Like we need to see the Rams score like 28 something points like that. So that said, it's a little concerning on the offensive end, but I think we'll be just fine. And then like the Rams, looking good in clinch division, good spot to host the playoff game. They did that. Because they have the strength. Because next week's Seattle game is not going to be anything now because the Rams have the strength schedule of that. So great. Anyway, a win's a win for the Rams. Not too happy about it, but a win's a win. So I do not care. A win's a win, and we win the division. So that's the most crucial thing about that. Cardinals is going to get D tier for me. Their offense, I mean, come on. They had so many. Like the Cardinals, they had about 3 opportunities to win this game. They got within the red zone. They had me the Cardinals had me like freaking shook or something like that. But they just couldn't take advantage of it, and they had way too many turnovers in this one. Very crucial. Kyler Murray 2 interceptions that really cost him in this one. And so the defense, I think the Cardinals actually are underrated defensive team. I think they are. I don't think they're bad once and forever. And then, like I said, the bottom there, I had to mention it. Trey McBride got his first touchdown of the season when he had like 96, 95 receptions. It did not get a touchdown. So I think I had to mention that. So that was good to see. But I give the Cardinals a D tier just because of their offense. The defense is the only reason why they're not getting an F tier. So I'll give the Cardinals a D tier for this one. I thought their defense played outstanding. It's just their offense, they just couldn't do anything. So D tier, C tier, it's what I got for these two teams in a very low scoring affair. All right, next we have the Jets. Next we have the Jets getting blasted by Buffalo, 40 to 14. I mean, what do you want to say here, man? What do you want to say about the New York Jets? I mean, it's the same Jets team that we've been watching ever since like week 1. Like, is there really should not be any motivation for the freaking New York Jets. Like, I think that's just plain and simple. The Jets, they just look horrible. It's just national disaster in Buffalo. It's just embarrassing, pathetic. Offense did nothing. Defense had rocking. Defense got their shit kicked in, and they had no answers out there. So it was a pretty damn embarrassing performance by New York Jets. Buffalo, this was a really good performance out of them. They needed something like this. They were due for something like this. And they went out there and completely shellacked the New York Jets, and that was a pretty good showing from them. So they're gonna get a B tier. B tier. What the hell? Did I really give them a B tier when I first recorded this? No, they're getting S tier. The Bills. They're gonna get an S tier for me. That was a very dominant, convincing win there by Buffalo. They're gonna get an S tier for me. I don't know why I have it a B tier to start, but when you dominate somebody 40-14, when you have a good showing at home, Buffalo actually finished undefeated at home this year. So they just made everything look easy. Offense, defense, and the Jets, they basically just allow what the Bills do whatever they wanted out there in the football field. I mean, it was just a complete disaster for the New York Jets, and that's just what this game was. I don't think we really need to spend too much time on this game. I mean, this game was just a complete ass kicking. So that's just what the reality of it was. But good win by the Bills. They needed something like that, and they got it. So that was a good, crucial win there. They're going to get an S tier from me. Jets obviously going to get an F tier. All right, next we got the Raiders beating the Saints here 25-10. If you guys haven't checked on the pigskin, challenge, it did say I did pick the Saints to win this game, but I said in the analytics video, if the Saints don't have Alvin Kamara or Derek Carr, I'm taking the Raiders. So just modify that switch. I did ended up taking the Raiders because there was no Derek Carr, there was no Alvin Kamara, so I got this pick right. I did switch over to the Raiders, and I'm glad I did because I got it right. So the Raiders ended up winning this game 25-10. I don't think the Raiders really needed to win this game because they're losing now on draft pick capital. So that could be something. Kind of like the bottom of them, cause them have a high draft pick. Watching the Giants lose, and then watching the Giants win, and then watching some other teams win that is ahead of them in the draft capital. They could have just lost this game and really moved back up in the drafting capital, but they didn't take advantage of that. Their defense was outstanding in this game. I mean, they did take advantage of the injuries. You could argue that the Saints are dealing with some injuries, but I love the way how their defense played, and their offense looked good, moved the ball effectively, and they made history in this game. They made a little history, so that's a really good sign to see from the Raiders. They're going to get a B tier performance out of me. Not the best, not the worst, but they got the job done. Saints are going to get a D tier for me. I wasn't really too thrilled about their offense. I mean, their defense got rocked a little bit. I mean, their offense, they kept it competitive for a little bit, but they ended up getting rocked here a little bit. Both defenses and offense. I'm going to try to hurry up today because we have the selection show to do for the Amiibo playoffs, and then we have to do the selection show, and then we have to do everything else. So I'm not going to read off the superstar tonight when we get to awards. I'm not going to read that stuff off. I'm just going to let you guys see it, and then we're going to keep the sticks moving out here a little bit. So do apologize for that, but I'm trying to hurry up here. Defense and offense has some issues to clean up after a decent start. Like the Saints are off to a decent start. I think they're actually leading at one point in this game. And then they have back-to-back work performances, so that's not really what you want to see out of them. but maybe there is some things that they need to clean up. So I do believe that for sure. And then the Colts and Giants here. This was an absolutely phenomenal game. I mean, it was a close game for goodness sakes, but the Giants ended up getting the win here, 45-33. This win kind of messed up the Giants here a little bit, but the Giants are out here playing spoiler alert. Like, oh no, you're not getting into the playoffs. We're going to spoil you from getting into the playoffs. And that is what kind of the Giants did here. So let's talk about the Giants first. I got more things to say about the Colts. The Giants, the offense was explosive. I love what we saw from the Giants offense. The first time I could really say that all season long. Their offense was very good in this game. Their defense made some big plays at the end, forced a couple fumbles, turnovers. And then, like I said, they played, spoiler alert, and knocked the Colts out of the playoff contention. And that's really pretty... Hey, I bet the Giants were like, hey, let's just go in here, let's just knock somebody out of the playoffs. Let's just go ahead and do it. And they did it anyway. So yeah, that was a good win by the Giants. Jackson Giants, they were due something like that. So, good win here by the Giants. Good win by the four of you guys in Pick Show who actually picked the Giants to win this game. That was pretty impressive by you guys. But I did pick the Colts to win this game. The Colts are going to hit C tier for me. Offense did not perform that bad. Defensively was brutal though, so I kind of had to split you for that. And like I said, the Colts, this is one of the most disappointing performances that we ever seen with a team that had a lot on the line. When you're playing for the playoffs by basically, and you put up this kind of performance, that's first of all, that's embarrassing. You cannot put up this, especially when you're playing against the worst team in football going into this week. Now the Giants are not going to be the worst team of football after this week, but the Colts, man, that was a lot. That was pretty disappointing. Like, you had a million things on the line. You're out here playing for your playoff lives, and you went out there and stunk it up. So that was pretty disappointing there. The offense did with the offense. I can't blame the offense. You can blame the defense, but I can't blame the offense. The offense actually played well, but the defense got smacked, and now they're eliminated from the postseason. And this is kind of an embarrassing way to go out for the Indianapolis Colts, and like I said, that was pretty humiliating the way how they went out. So, pretty disappointing performance overall. But the Giants ended up getting the job done at home in a pretty impressive fashion. Next up, Cowboys the Cowboys getting their ass whooped by the Eagles here, 41-7. I don't think there's too much to talk about here, other than the Eagles just kicked their ass, and that's just the reality of it. Plus, it just felt like this team, the Cowboys, just really never got into the rhythm at any point during the game, and that was just pretty disappointing to see. And then the offense just didn't do anything either. Couldn't capitalize. I was off that pretty fast. Oh wow. I'm yawning because I didn't really go to bed I went to bed really late last night, but yeah, the team had too many turnovers, made too many mistakes out there, didn't take advantage of Jalen Hurts being out. Offense was pretty disappointing, and the reason why I say disappointing because this team, like I said recently, they were playing their best football the entire season. So for them to go out and perform like this was pretty disappointing. So that was a pretty disappointing showing there. And then the offense. How about the offense for the Philadelphia Eagles? I mean, it was absolutely dominant. It looked like Jalen Hurts was playing in this game, but he was not. The offense still looked like the offense. And Saquon Barkley, 2K rushing yards, and the NFC East champs. So the Eagles just kind of locked that spot in. And the defense, they just had their way with Dallas. I mean, they just completely took Dallas, smacked them all over the waves, and you guys know what I mean. It was just complete ass kicking. So good showing here by the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, they clinched the division. I think they'll lock to that 2 spot, so they don't really have to do anything next week. But pretty impressive performance by them this week. Bucks. Also winning in a shellacking fashion to the Carolina Panthers. The Bucks, they needed this win, anything that they can get, and they did it in the most dominating fashion. And how about the Bucks offense? We're talking about bouncing back. The Bucks, they did exactly that. They bounced back. The Buccaneers, they had a really, really good showing here. Love what we saw with the Bucks offense. Their defense is getting better. Everybody's getting more healthy over there on that side of the ball. So I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're really starting to get hot at a good moment. Sunday night they did watch Atlanta lose, so now they're in They're in charge of the NFC West. And the only thing that they do now is win, and they win, and they get into the playoffs and knock Atlanta out. So that's going to be something very crucial going into next week. But I think the Buccaneers here are on a good spot here to win the division. They looked really good. Defense is starting to look really good. They play against the Saints next week. They should be able to win that. So I do think the Buccaneers will be just fine. And like I said, they came in here just desperate. They were desperate for a win. They came in here. They came their mind. They were focused, and they kicked the shit out of the Panthers, and that's what you want to see from a team that should be very desperate for a win. Because if they would have lost this game, would have been in trouble. So great job for the Buccaneers here, going home, taking care of business. Everybody balled out. Baker Mayfield balled out, and they stayed alive for division title for the moment. We'll see what happens, but right now they'll be in a good spot. So good impressive performance by Buccaneers there. Panthers kind of disappointed me in this one. I mean, they got outworked, outplayed, outcoached. I mean, that's just what it was. They got out everything in this game. Their offense couldn't really. Panthers offense actually out to a pretty decent start. They scored what did they score, 9-10 points right away, and then they kept it close. I think they scored all 14 points right away. Just couldn't do anything since. So yeah, I mean, the Panthers, when you look at the start of this game, you might think, oh my gosh, the Panthers might keep this game close again, because the Panthers scored touchdown and touchdown. This game was 14-14, and ever since the Bucs just completely kicked the shit out of them for the rest of the game. So that was pretty disappointing for the Panthers. You really expected the Panthers to put up a better effort than that, but they really did not. That was really disappointing to see there. And yeah, they stuck around for a little bit, and then they got manhandled. I mean, that's just what I'm talking about. 14-14, and the Bucs went out here and scored a 30-something scoring run. You just can't allow that. I mean, that's just something that we really have to look forward to there. But F tier is what I got. The Panthers ended up stinking it up here, and it's kind of shocking, but Buccaneers came in desperate, got the win, and they're now looking good to win the division. So good win here for the Buccaneers. All right, next we have Jacksonville beating Tennessee here 20-13. This game was kind of awkward. It really was, because this game was more like a, you know what I mean? Like who's gonna win? Who's gonna make that final play? But I like what we saw from Jacksonville's offense. Tennessee's defense played good enough to win this game. Don't get me wrong; they played good enough to win this football game. They played good enough to win. They just fell short because they got outworked offensively. Like I said, the offense, they didn't have the best night for Jacksonville. There were some moments that Tennessee's defense played well, and they forced a couple of stuff that Jacksonville didn't like. But overall, the offense, they did not have the best night, but they had a lot of good moments. Brian Thomas Jr. had a good moment. The Jacksonville offense had good moments, so that was really good to see. Back-to-back, how about this for a fact? Back-to-back great defensive performances from the Jacksonville Jaguars. They only had 13 points, and they forced a whole lot of turnovers on Tennessee. Now Tennessee is a turnover-prone team. That's what they are. That's why I believed in their defense. That's why I picked Tennessee, because I believe in their defense. But yeah, that's just what we saw from Jacksonville. But yeah, like I said, Tennessee is a turnover-prone team. They're not really good at securing the football. So and then Jacksonville here, they made more plays and executing the Titans. That's what they did. Jacksonville took this game, took advantage of every single Titans turnover, and out-execute Tennessee. That's what happened. So B tier, like I said, not the best, not the worst performance there, but ended up getting the win. Tennessee, though, they're going to get a C tier for me. It wasn't really a bad performance out of them. They could have done some stuff a lot better, but we're going to give them a C tier. Offense was disappointing. I mean, I was very banking in on their offense, because their offense just scored 30-something points a week prior to this, and they were awful. Their offense was terrible, bad. That was a terrible performance from the offensive end. Almost won the game on the last drive, and they just couldn't finish. They were in the momentum. They took the ball and went all the way down to Jacksonville's side of the ball, on side of the field, and they just couldn't execute. And their defense did what they could. Yeah, the defense. I'm not blaming the defense at all. The defense played their balls out. I mean, they went out there, did everything they could to win the game, and they just couldn't do anything on offense. So they lost this game because they got executed offensively. So, but yeah, decent win here by the Jags. I probably should have picked the Jags in this game, because if I did, I would have had a 1-game lead going into Week 18. But I took the risk. So don't blame on that. But good win here by Jacksonville. Alright, next up we have the Dolphins beating the shit out of the Browns 20-3, and I don't think there's too much to talk about here. I mean, for the Dolphins, as a business trip, they really need to do nothing really much to talk about the Dolphins here. Like I said, coming here, take care of business, move on. It was just kind of the Dolphins' attitude, so nothing to really be too crazy about the Miami Dolphins. But Cleveland, the Cleveland, it just felt like whatever the Browns did, the Dolphins did 10 times better. And that was pretty impressed by the Dolphins because they did not have Tua for this game, which means I was kind of scared. I mean, I probably would have picked the Dolphins. I didn't end up going with the Dolphins, but I and I was thinking about maybe you want to go with the Browns because maybe they don't have Tua Loa and they don't really play that good in the cold. But it's a different story. The Browns team has not really been that good this year. Browns team has really been struggling all year long, and I think we just saw another example of that here. So that was a pretty disappointing performance there. Dolphins, like I said, business trip, got the job done. Move on. They still have a chance to make the playoffs. They're very much still in it. So we'll see how next week turns out for Cleveland, though. Pretty embarrassing performance all around. I mean, they'll score 3 points. Offense couldn't do anything out there. Defense got manhandled. So just nothing. I mean, they just couldn't generate enough offense. Their defense played enough to win because 20 points, you can win a game giving them 20 points. And it's just their offense. They just couldn't do anything at all. So B tier, D tier is what I got from this game. But at the end of the day, the Browns hanged on and won. Packers, Minnesota squeaked by here at 27-25, but this was a very good game on both sides. Love the way how both teams played in this one. But I'm going to give the Vikings an A tier here. I think if you watched this game, it kind of felt like Minnesota was like in control this entire game. Looked like they just went out there, outworked the Packers the whole game. And then it just kind of felt like what this game was. Like, I know the bank definitely played its factor. That's why you guys see me. Hold up. Alright. So anyway, that's what you guys see me. Like when I pick the Vikings, I don't like picking against them in the bank. I think that's one of the worst things you could do. And I think that really played a factor here. The bank definitely played its factor. And now they set themselves up with a really huge game next week. If the Vikings would have lost this game, they would have been locked into that 5 spot. So that was a very crucial win there. Win here for the Vikings. So they stay alive for the number 1 seed in the NFC title. So that was pretty big. Like I said, this game just felt like the Vikings just outworked the Packers. I mean, sure, it was a close game, but it just kind of felt like that. Like if you watch the game, it kind of felt like that. So, yeah, their defense started off strong. They were forcing turnovers in Green Bay. Now Green Bay's offense did click in the second half. They got some stuff going. They got some momentum going. But the Vikings, they played well. I'm going to give it an A tier. Just kind of controlled. Packers, I'm going to give them some respect. They're going to get a B tier for me. It wasn't the best showing, but they got more competitive as the game went on, and they were so close to winning this game. They just couldn't capitalize off of it. They could have won the game. They had one more offensive possession. I mean, let's be honest here. The Packers had one more offensive possession here. Vikings had the ball to end the game, but they had one more offensive possession in a 2-point game. Yeah, maybe they probably should have went down the field and won the game because they had a lot of momentum at that point. The defense did not bring a lot of pressure on Sam Darnold. I was kind of surprised how much the Packers did not blitz on him and play zone, and that was pretty disappointing there. And then this made not too bad, but plenty of miscues. Like just enough miscues that Minnesota can go over and take over. So not the best, not the worst performance out of these two, but it was a very fun game. Don't get me wrong, this game was very fun to watch. But at the end of the day, the Vikings, they know what they need to do. Got a big-time win, and now they're going to set themselves up for the next week clash. So we'll see who we got. Let's see who we pick in next week's pick show. Like I said, that will be on Thursday this week instead of Wednesday. Instead of tomorrow. So because tomorrow's New Year's, and then we'll start the pick show on Thursday. So let's go check it out. Washington beating Atlanta here on Sunday Night Football, 30-24. Overall, this was a great game by both teams. I thought both teams played really well. I think both teams get A tier. Both teams had a lot of good offensive moments. Both teams have great defensive moments. It's just at the end of the game, the Commanders out-executed the Atlanta Falcons offensively. Man, this Commanders team is so clutch. They're so clutch. But this is the third time this year And it's been at home too. It's been every single time this year where they really needed to step up and make plays. This team is capable of doing that, and that's something that we have not seen from Washington in a very long time. So we're seeing this team being clutch as one. That's going to be a one key thing here for Washington moving forward. Like, how clutch can they be in the playoffs? This team is very clutch. They are, and we've seen this the last couple of weeks. And this team has been very impressive over the course of the year. This team has been very good. I don't think anybody would expect the Commanders to be where they are right now. But yeah, there's a good win here for Washington. You really needed to clinch the wild card spot. Both defenses and offenses. Now, let's talk about the penalties. The penalties for Washington was annoying. Will have to say that. It was almost my master lock of the week for this game. You guys will see what my master lock of the week in this game actually was, but that was going to be a master lock of the week. The penalties was absolutely annoying here for Washington, and we'll see. And the defense made plays when you needed to. Offense did enough. Said the penalties was annoying here for Washington, but good thing they ended up getting the job done here. The Falcons, they went out there and fought. You can tell like they were playing like this is do or die, and they played like it. So I'm gonna give respect for it. I think they get an A tier. They fought hard and get everything they had, but unfortunately they fell short. Nothing wrong about the performance there. Sure, they made some mistakes at the end. Sure, they made some mistakes. But at the end of the day, that was a team. I thought that was very desperate. They went up there, went for a fight, knew that it's just do or die because Tampa Bay was probably going to win next week, and they fell short. And now they're in trouble. So that's just where we're out of it. The missed field goal in the fourth quarter, but that cost them the game because the Commanders won the coin toss and they went right down the field and scored. So that missed field goal could have just ended your season. So we'll see. We'll see the Buccaneers do. See if you win. That'll probably help out. But damn, that could maybe end your season there. And then both sides, they play well. But it might cost them a little bit. Like I said, that missed field goal might just cost them the season. I don't know. We'll find out. But we'll find out next week. But that field goal was very crucial. And they needed that. And they didn't get it. So we'll see what that costs them next week. But we'll see how everything unfolds. And then Monday Night Football, Detroit beating San Francisco 40-34. And again, both teams A tier as well. I thought both teams played really well in this game. If I'm being honest with you, I thought both teams played well. Both offenses were effective in this one. They moved the ball with no issues. Both defenses kind of got worked here, so I kind of had to deduct both teams for that. Detroit giving up 34 points, San Francisco giving up 40 points. So I have to kind of deduct each team for defensive performance. Now, if we saw some good defensive moments here too, both teams are moving to the S tier, but I had to deduct a couple points for the defensive side of the ball. I thought defensively, these two teams ended up getting smacked a little bit, but offensively, they did just enough to win. And then how about Detroit? They took advantage of every single Niners turnover. Brock Purdy threw 2 interceptions, and the Lions scored on both of those drives there. So every single time San Francisco turned over the football, especially when Detroit was actually losing in this game. I think they were down 21-17, and then as soon as the 49ers had their first turnovers, the Lions went down the field and scored. And then every single time the Niners were down by 7, Brock Purdy threw an interception, and then he scored a touchdown after that. So the Lions did a really good job of capitalizing off turnovers, and that's what they're going to need next week for that very big game against Minnesota next week. So that's going to be very crucial. They're going to need to do a lot of that, and they're going to need some defensive guys healthy because I personally don't like what we saw from the Lions defense this week. So if they want to beat Minnesota, I do think they have to get some guys back. So we'll see what they do that. And then the Niners, their offense is actually pretty impressive in this game. I love the way how they moved the ball. They just fell short. They just fell short. Just playing against a desperate team. Now if the Lions lost this game, it wouldn't have meant anything anyway. But they set themselves up for a win next week. If you want to go for prettiness, like same record, okay, maybe they want to take that route, but. Not a bad performance overall. This was a pretty good Monday Night Football game. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and get to the words here. Like I said, I'm not going to review all of this because, like I said, I've got to try to get out of here as soon as possible. But there's your superstars of the week. Pretty good list there. The players I thought really impacted the game. The next level superstar. of the week. So there you guys have it. There is your superstars of the week. These guys absolutely play their asses off this week, so it's pretty good showing. All these going to get superstar of the week. And here is just starting role type of players, the starting role players that was very important, really made a big impact to their team. Obviously, these guys that put up here really performed well, and like I said, they had a very big impact. Whatever the team needed them, they had them right there. So that was pretty pretty good performance from these two. I think I spelled Mayfield wrong. Yes, I did. I accidentally swapped the I and E, so disregard that. But those are just starting rules. And then here's the master lock. And, there's a lot of things we master locked every single week. I said the Chiefs and Taylor Swift. We master lock them too every single week. And like I said, the master lock basically means what the most annoying thing is. So you guys can pause the video. Like I said, I'm not going to read this guy. I do have to hurry up and get into the Amiibo playoff selection show. I do gotta get that soon, so done soon. So I will upload a video of that. But yeah, there is your master lock of the night. Like, this is the most annoying thing from the week. And I do have to do the NBA weekly pick show. I do think I'm gonna be by myself solo doing that show, which is completely fine. But yeah, so there you guys have it for this video. And like I said, you guys can pause it, see what I master lock from every game. So that's just what this game was decided to, and that's what we did master lock for this week. So like I said, make sure you guys go pause the video, check it out, and that's what we got for the master lock of the week. Alright, so that is going to do it for the NFL Week 17 live reaction show. I do appreciate everybody for joining. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. So this is BigBearsNation.com. Peace out, stay safe. See you on the next one. Peace out.